Rasheem Carter went missing October 2nd, 2022 in Taylorsville, Mississippi. This is the last photo seen of Rasheem Carter. 1 month later, in November 2022, this is how he was found. This is the story of Rasheem Carter. Let's take a look.
Carter.
This was not a natural death. This represents a young man who was killed.
Well-known civil rights attorney Ben Crump gives the gruesome details on how the Jefferson County man was found.
His head was severed from his body. His vertebrae, his spinal cord, was in another spot they discovered away from his severed head. They have recently found remains that they believe are also Rasheem Carter.
Carter was last seen outside a Super 8 hotel at the beginning of October in Laurel, which is half an hour from where he had been contracted to work in Taylorsville at Georgia Pacific. Remains believed to be his were found on November 2nd. Those close to Carter say he was being threatened by people he knew.
He was dutifully and gainfully employed, just trying to make a living for his young child, and ends up dead, chased by what we believe to be white supremacists, a lynch mob.
In fact, Carter's mother, Tiffany Carter, says he even let her know about it during one of his last text messages to her right before he went missing.
He said, "Me and the owner of this company not seeing eye to eye, mama." His name, which I can't say at this time, but if anything happened to me, he's responsible for it. I'm too smart, mama. He got these guys wanting to kill me.
He went to this department letting them know that his life was in danger, and that there were men in a truck after him doing things and saying things that made him realize his life was in complete danger. Instead of this department doing what they are required to do as peace officers, they turned this man away and told him that they could not help him because where he lived was outside of their jurisdiction. Not only that, but they kicked him right back out in the streets, knowing that he was in fear for his life.
They're still finding body parts. So obviously this crime scene, it hasn't even been cased properly on both sides. There have been conclusions that have been made that are not supported yet. We can call this a really suspicious case that really needs to be looked into more.
Beyond all of that, there's the human element of this. It sounds like you understand why people would go to that conclusion.
I completely understand how people came to that conclusion. In Mississippi, there have been at least 8 modern-day lynchings since 2000, and there are probably dozens and dozens more. We just don't know these people's names. It was actually a white reporter who told me that they would just go check in sheriff's departments or police stations and say, "Hey, what you got today?" or "What happened?" And the cops in this day and time would say, "Nothing but a n-." And so that tells you how these cases are kind of treated like on a mass scale.
Josh Middleton, his son is the one who was in the classroom that exposed where Rasheem's body parts were.
They found his body, all that was left was one eyeball, 2 fingers, and a wallet. He threw up in driver's yard and he buried it with a shovel. He's got Rasheem's body parts in his yard.
See, when you talk around kids, they spill the beans.
Shalom. We are here in Taylorsville, Mississippi. We are standing in support of our brother Rasheem Carter, who is a victim of white terrorism.
Yeah, this is totally different from the last protest. The last protest, they had the army tanks, they had all of the state troopers that they could get, they had all of the...
You look at your brothers with respect. This is my father, this is my brother, this is my uncle. Same thing with your sisters. You look at your sisters with dignity and